Hello, and welcome back to K-Mike History. Today, we're diving into a powerful, often overlooked chapter of history, the incredible stories of African women who led rebellions against slavery. While the narrative of slave resistance often centers on male figures, countless women were not just participants but the very architects and commanders of these freedom movements. Their stories are a testament to immense courage, strategic genius, and an unyielding will to be free. Let's journey back to the 17th century, to the kingdom of Ndongo and Matamba in modern-day Angola. Here, a queen rose to become one of the most formidable anti-colonial leaders in African history. Her name was Nzinga. When the Portuguese colonialists began to aggressively expand their slave trading operations, Nzinga didn't just resist. She orchestrated a decades-long war against them. She was a master diplomat and a brilliant military strategist. Nzinga formed alliances with neighboring states and even the Dutch to create a powerful coalition against the Portuguese. She often led her troops into battle herself, inspiring them with her bravery. She transformed her kingdom into a maroon society, a safe haven for those who had escaped enslavement. Her reign wasn't just about fighting. It was about building a free and independent state, a symbol of hope for thousands. Nzinga's legacy is one of fierce resistance, proving that a woman's leadership could shake the foundations of a colonial empire. Now, let's cross the Atlantic to the Caribbean, where the brutality of plantation slavery fueled constant resistance. In Jamaica, the Maroons, communities of escaped Africans who formed their own societies in the island's mountainous interior, waged a relentless war against the British. At the heart of this resistance was Queen Nanny of the Maroons. An Asante woman from what is now Ghana, Nanny was a spiritual, cultural, and military leader for the Windward Maroons in the early 18th century. She was known for her exceptional leadership and her mastery of guerrilla warfare tactics. Nanny trained her warriors in camouflage, ambush techniques, and effective communication using horns. Under her command, the Maroons conducted successful raids on plantations, freeing hundreds of enslaved people and capturing supplies. More than just a military leader, Nanny was a spiritual guide who kept African traditions alive, fostering a strong sense of identity and unity among her people. Her strategic brilliance was so effective that the British were forced to sign a peace treaty with her Maroons in 1739, granting them land and autonomy. Today, Queen Nanny is a national hero of Jamaica, her story a powerful reminder of the fight for freedom. The spirit of rebellion wasn't confined to land. Let's look at the story of the slave ship Amistad in 1839. While Singh P., also known as Joseph Singh, is often credited as the sole leader of the revolt, the uprising involved several women who played crucial roles. Among the 53 men captives on board were 4 children and 3 women, including a young woman named Margaret. These women were not passive victims. They were part of the planning and execution of the revolt. Oral histories suggest they helped secure the sugarcane knives that were used as weapons and played a vital part in the initial uprising, helping to overpower the crew. Their courage and participation were essential to the success of the takeover. After the ship was intercepted by the United States, these women, along with the men, endured a lengthy legal battle. Their fight for freedom went all the way to the Supreme Court, where they ultimately won their case and the right to return to Africa. Their story highlights that even in the most horrific circumstances, women were active agents in their own liberation. Moving to South America, we find another powerful example in the Quilombo dos Palmares in Brazil. This was the largest and longest-lasting community of escaped slaves in the Americas, a self-sustaining republic that thrived for nearly a century. Within this powerful society, we find the story of Dandara, the wife of the famous leader Zumbi dos Palmares. But Dandara was far from just a leader's wife. She was a warrior in her own right, a capoeira master, and a key strategist who fought alongside men to defend Palmares from Portuguese attacks. Dandara was known for her fierce opposition to any treaty with the Portuguese, believing true freedom could never be achieved through compromise with their oppressors. She championed a vision of total liberation and was instrumental in shaping the political and military strategies of Palmares. Her legend says that when Palmares was finally on the verge of being conquered in 1694, rather than be re-enslaved, she chose to end her own life, a final, defiant act of resistance. Dandera's story embodies the unwavering commitment to freedom that defined the Quilambos. The resistance wasn't always through open warfare. In the United States, Harriet Tubman, often called the Moses of her people, orchestrated a different kind of rebellion, one of stealth, courage, and intricate networks. Born into slavery in Maryland, Tubman escaped to freedom in 1849. But she didn't stop there. She risked her life an estimated 13 times, returning to the slaveholding South to guide more than 70 enslaved people to freedom through the Underground Railroad. This was a sophisticated network of secret routes and safe houses. Tubman's operations required meticulous planning, knowledge of the terrain, and immense bravery. She was a master of disguise and carried a revolver not just for protection, but also to ensure that no one in her group, out of fear, would turn back and jeopardize the mission. During the Civil War, her leadership took on a new dimension. She worked for the Union Army as a cook, nurse, and eventually as an armed scout and spy. She famously led the Combahee River Raid in South Carolina, a military operation that liberated over 750 enslaved people. Harriet Tubman's entire life was an act of rebellion, showcasing how one woman's determination could free hundreds and inspire a nation. These stories represent just a fraction of the countless women who fought against slavery. From Queen Nzinga's kingdom in Africa to Queen Nanny's Maroon Society in Jamaica, from the Amistad Revolt on the high seas to Dandera's defense of Palmares and Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad, women were at the forefront of the fight for freedom. They were queens, warriors, strategists, and spiritual leaders. They challenged the dual oppressions of slavery and patriarchy, proving that leadership and courage have no gender. Their legacies were often suppressed or forgotten by historians who focused on male-centric narratives. It's our responsibility now to unearth these stories, to celebrate these heroines, and to ensure their names are remembered alongside the great freedom fighters of history. By acknowledging their contributions, we gain a fuller, richer understanding of the relentless, centuries-long struggle for liberation. Their bravery continues to inspire new generations to fight for justice and equality today. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the past. If you found these stories as powerful as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more hidden histories. Don't forget to share this video to help spread the word about these incredible women. Let us know in the comments which of these leaders you found most inspiring. We'll see you in the next video.